Good morning, Phil.
You finished the road work?
Mate, it's only been 18 months. It's nearly there, but we'll see how we go. Do you want to risk it?
Yeah,
Mate, global warming had set in last week, but it's switched off again now. We're down to 10 degrees, I think, this morning.
Right.
Mate,
That's climate change.
it's climate change.
Erratic climate patterns.
Government secrecy.
Yes. What's of it?
As you know, I'm a retired ATO auditor, and
I didn't know that.
okay, 26 years, and I signed a secrecy agreement that I could not reveal any confidential information.
Yeah. After you retired?
While I worked and after I retired,
Yeah.
on pain of criminal sanction if I did.
Yeah.
Now, I have certainly no problem with the prescription on revealing taxpayer information,
Yeah.
but it also extends to administrative problems within the office. Were you in Parliament last week when Chris Jordan was in the chair?
Yeah, I was, yes.
And I gather that he revealed some confidential information about the accusers of...
Richard Boyle,
Now, I think it's a bit rich for line workers like myself to be held to secrecy provisions, but the Commissioner gets to reveal all this sort of
I
stuff.
disagree with you. He can sit there before an estimates committee underprivileged too and say all those things he likes. No, I think it's a good issue, and I'm glad we've sort of taken it on, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I have a number of instances that I tried to bring to the attention of oversight agencies, and was ignored at every turn.
Yeah.
Do you have a card by any chance?
I don't.
I'll try and contact you and send you some non-secret information, but asking questions about why they didn't do certain things. Mate, have a good day today.
You too, Bill.
Okay.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
Good on you.
Bye. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders. Bill Thompson for Outside Insiders. It's about 20 past 10 on Sunday morning. I've been waiting for Fran and the panellists to emerge to head back to their relevant digs, and no one's come out yet. And I'm not sure that they will at this stage. They may have gone another way. What I was hoping to discuss with Fran was, and I've spoken to her about it before, this story about the former ABC children's TV producer John Stevens, who back in 2017 pleaded guilty to indecently assaulting a 14-year-old boy who had travelled with Mr. Stevens to the central coast of New South Wales on a location scouting trip for a production, let's see, which would eventually become something called Totally Wild. Mr. Stevens pleaded guilty to, in Gosford Court, to indecently assaulting a 14-year-old boy named Simon Major. And I've spoken to Fran and Kerry O'Brien and a few other ABC notables in recent years about whether the ABC had ever communicated with Simon Major, who may be in his 40s now, about the offence to which John Stevens pleaded guilty, and whether they had discussed an apology to Mr. Major and an offer of any compensation for the ill effects that Simon Major had endured as a result. And I've not had a response from anyone associated with the ABC to whom I've spoken about this, and nor have I heard any announcement on ABC News, notwithstanding their extreme interest in any stories relating to child sexual abuse by members of the clergy. It would appear that their ABC might hold people to a different standard in relation to such offences, depending on what august public institutions they might be associated with. The church gets harangued, but their ABC doesn't seem to be held to that same high standard. I suggest to all who are interested is to Google the matter of John Stevens and see whether you can come up with any ABC TV news or news online stories about the matter, and ask yourself, if you don't find any, why would that be? Yeah, I was also intrigued at David Marr's performance on Insiders this morning. He was almost beside himself with delight to be able to criticise the government over expenditure on detention of unlawful boat arrivals and the amount of money that it's costing, and the employment of Serco employees, the number of employees, given the low number of actual detainees at present. He then closed his performance on the program by saying how disgusting News Corp is for its coverage of issues. Now, I'd hoped to have a brief word with David as he was leaving, but it looks as though it's not going to occur. But I would have commented that News Corp journos, generally speaking, are against any actions by the government which might tend to lead to the restarting of the flood of illegal boat arrivals that occurred after the Rudd and Gillard governments loosened the border protection. And News Corp journos are probably totally against restarting that flood, amongst other reasons, because of the 1,000+ people who drowned at sea undertaking the perilous journey. I just had hoped to ask David whether he might agree with News Corp journos on that score, at least.
So that's option one. Option two?
It would appear that David and Fran and the other panellists may have, well, they may still be in the building, or they may have exited via a door at the rear of the building, so I didn't see them leave. I've run out of time this morning, so Bill Thompson from Outside Insiders.